Here I thought I'd show a lot of my most modern video games that I have. Nintendo DS and all disc games. A lot of the 3DS games that I have are actually digital only, so and that's why I don't have any of those shown here because they're all on SD card. So let's get this started, shall we? So today we'll start off with my Xbox and Xbox 360 games that are backwards compatible with the Xbox One. You have Jade Empire, Devil May Cry 4, which you just saw me play, Rage. It's an alright first person shooter, but I guess it's a bit hard for me. But I'll probably go back to playing that sometime. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance plays in 60 FPS on Xbox One. There's Blue Dragon, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, Gears of War 2, 3, and Judgment. Next, I'll move on to the Nintendo Switch. I have Animal Crossing, Super Smash Bros., of course, Let's Go Pikachu, the recent Super Mario 3D All-Stars, A Hat in Time, Mega Man 11, which I got for a good bargain price, Super Mario Odyssey, my first Nintendo Switch game, the Xenoblade Chronicles port, the Mega Man ZX collection, or Mega Man 0 and ZX collection, Trials of Mana. The remake was okay. I think I'll stick with playing the original the most, though. I'm just not a big fan of the English voice acting. From what I've heard, the voice director for the English voice actors actually went on vacation, so the voice actors just kind of did their own thing, and I guess that's why the voice acting isn't exactly perfect. Next, I have the Go Vacation port that originally released on the Wii. And the Link's Awakening remake. The Nintendo Labo vehicle kit. Probably the best out of the Labos, honestly. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Starlink. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And Breath of the Wild. I have a few more games that are on retail that I actually downloaded to an SD card on my Nintendo Switch that aren't shown here in this collection, but I do have quite a lot of them on there too. So, I'm done with that. And moving on to the Xbox One, I have the recent Disney Infinity. Let's see. Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning. A remaster of Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning for the Xbox 360. Sunset Overdrive, a game made by the creators of Ratchet and Clank. The Halo Master Chief Collection. Kingdom Hearts 3, which I got in the deluxe box set. Halo 5. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which I got in the little sleeve cover here. Dragon's Dogma. Grand Theft Auto 5, which I haven't played much of, but I'll probably get back to it sometime. Dark Souls Remastered. Transformers Devastation, which really feels like the original Saturday morning cartoon of the 80s. Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition, which has the Duke Nukem DLC. Devil May Cry Collection. Dead Rising 4 or 3? Yeah, 3. Prey, which also I got pre-owned, and somehow the DLC that came with it was still unused, so that was neat. Rise of the Tomb Raider. Gears of War Ultimate Edition along with Rare Replay, and this was only $10 at a game store. Shenmue 1 and 2, and the Bioshock Collection. Now moving on to the DS. There's still a couple of titles that I want to buy physically for this that I used to have. I just recently picked up a DS Lite again after so many years because I kind of missed the novelty of it. But anyway, what I have here is Chrono Trigger, Super Mario 64 DS, Kirby Superstar Ultra, Mario Kart DS, Clubhouse Games, an officially licensed Nintendo game, which is supposed to be like the predecessor to another classic game that Nintendo recently put out that has a bunch of these old games on it too, which I might pick up soon. Dragon Quest V, and last, Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. Now, let's move on to the PS4. Recently, I've been going back to play Just Cause 3. It's pretty fun. The Final Fantasy VII Remake Deluxe Edition package, Red Dead Redemption 2, Uncharted Collection, Uncharted 4, Uncharted Lost Legacy, which was supposed to be Uncharted 4 DLC, but they just decided to make it separate since they were kind of running out of time to release the game. But it's still a little short, but still fun to play. The Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 collection, which all games play at 60 FPS, which was kind of new for Kingdom Hearts, honestly. Ukulele. I've kind of been having a hard time coming back to this game. I guess it's just the controls, honestly. And some of the challenges can be a bit frustrating at times. But it was still kind of fun going into. The Spyro Reignited trilogy. I'll put these back up. And more PS4 games. There's Crash Bandicoot 4. Little Big Planet 3. Ghost of Tsushima Launch Edition, which came with a free PS4 home menu theme and a couple of avatars. Shenmue 3. The Medieval remake. The Spider-Man Game of the Year edition, which came with all of the DLC. Resident Evil 4. The Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy. And Deadpool, why not? And lastly, the Crash Team Racing remake. Oh, knock these over. Alright, now moving on to the PS3. There's Final Fantasy 13. It was okay. Not really a fan of it or the new battle system, but I guess it was alright. The God of War Saga Collection, which has all of the previous God of War games before God of War 3. Actually, this comes with God of War 3 inside of it, so that was pretty neat, but I think I'll get the PS4 remaster of God of War 3 since that plays in 60 FPS. Next, there's Heavenly Sword, the PlayStation 3 exclusive, which also had a Little Big Planet costume that we purchased for DLC. Assassin's Creed, which I haven't played yet actually, but I got it from a friend who was just kind of getting rid of it. Ratchet and Clank Tools of Destruction, a really good PlayStation 3 release. I also have the sequel, Quest for Booty, which was a digital only, and I still need to get the third game, A Crack in Time. And then there's the Ratchet and Clank collection, and another game I haven't touched yet, Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 3. I haven't even played the other two games, but I haven't even gotten into this animated series before, or the comic books, to be honest, but maybe I'll give it a look sometime. So that does it for those. Again, just like the 3DS games that I have and the Switch games, there's a lot of PS3 games that I bought digitally that I can't show here, but I'll probably show those off sometime too. So, moving on now to the Nintendo Wii. I have Kirby's Return to Dreamland, probably my second favorite Kirby game, right next to Kirby Superstar. Then there's Super Smash Bros. Brawl, another fun game. The only thing I don't like about it is how they added a tripping mechanic where your character just trips on the ground randomly for no reason. There's a Wii Sports Resort, another fun game that I like coming back to from time to time. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, I actually haven't finished this yet, but maybe I'll come back to it, when I have more time to do stuff for myself. Wii Fit Plus, I think I got rid of the box that this belongs to, so this is kind of useless for now. Rayman Origins, which is also pretty fun. I also have it on Steam. Obviously, I'm not a fan of the new redesign for Rayman, but the gameplay is still fun. It's just, I'm not feeling it with the new art design here. Super Mario Galaxy, always fun to come back to. I actually take this over the sequel, not because of, the levels per se, but because Super Mario Galaxy actually had like these cinematic kind of cutscenes like throughout the game that made it feel like you were watching a movie, kind of like the Uncharted games, honestly. Then I have Uncharted. I have Super Mario Galaxy 2, still pretty fun to come back to as well, especially since you have Yoshi in this game. New Super Mario Bros. Wii, which I recently picked up as a pre-owned copy from somewhere. I still have yet to test the disc out though, but hopefully it should run fine. I actually used to play this with my older brother when I was in North Dakota. Rayman Raving Rabbids. This was a pretty fun game actually too. I actually used to have the PC release, but before I had a Steam account. Next, I have the original Xenoblade Chronicles. I think because I have the Switch port of this game, it would probably be a good time to sell this at some point. Because there's better, character models, and of course, there's the crisper graphics quality. But I bought this for around $90 at a game store because that's how popular it was and how rare it was here in the States, honestly. Next, we have WarioWare Smooth Moves, a game that I did a playthrough of a while back. Still pretty fun. And lastly, the Kirby's Dream Collection, which I got for around $40 when I was also in North Dakota. It was a pretty fun package too, because at the time, we didn't have all of these Kirby games on the Nintendo Wii U, and I didn't have like the NES or SNES Mini or my RetroPie to play all of these games on, but I'm definitely going to hang on to this too, especially since it comes with a soundtrack CD and a little booklet showing some history of Kirby. So, yeah. Next, we'll move on to my GameCube games. I really don't have much, honestly. There's the Super Smash Bros. Melee game, which I bought with my GameCube years ago. Super Mario Sunshine, I bought this pre-owned on eBay. And The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, which I guess I'll get rid of since I have the Wii U port. And lastly, we move on to the Nintendo Wii U. So now, we have The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD, which I got the box, but it came in crumbled because I bought it on eBay, and I guess the shipping was super fast, and they weren't very careful with the package, but moving on, there's New Super Mario Bros. U, just like New Super Mario Bros. Wii, but of course they have some new mechanics, like with Yoshi and the new squirrel flying suit. Bayonetta 2, which I don't have in the original package. I got this pre-owned as well, but both of the discs are nice and clean. Next, I have Super Mario 3D World. I'll think about picking up the Nintendo Switch port that's coming out. And it is a pretty fun game. Of course, they have to have some multiplayer gimmicks in here because there's a four-player gameplay here in which you play as Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Toad. But it's still pretty fun if you're even playing in single player too. Yoshi's Woolly World, and that was a pretty fun game as well. A lot better than the new Yoshi's Island that we got for the 3DS, in my opinion. Zombie U from Ubisoft. I haven't played much of this, honestly. It is pretty fun at times, but it can get pretty challenging and difficult. Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. I haven't heard much about this. The only reason I got it was because the game store that was near me was selling the box sets of it, which had the Isabelle amiibo inside of it, and it was only like $2 because apparently this is like one of the worst Nintendo Wii U games of all time. But anyway, I just decided to pick it up for the amiibos. And next we have Nintendo Land. This was another interesting pickup for me. I like how there's like specific party games that come with this. That you can play either multiplayer or single player. And of course, as you can see on this cover, you mostly play as your Miis, which was an easy buy for me because of that. So maybe I'll play that again sometime. Next is Super Mario Maker. I definitely had to pick this up because I always dreamed of like making my own Mario courses, without the hassle of like having to code or anything or any of that complex stuff in order to make your own Mario levels in like a ROM hack. So this was a definite pickup for me. It comes with like a nice little booklet too, showing some history and stuff. So that's pretty neat. And lastly, there's Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. I had to pick this up as well, mostly because the Club Nintendo service was being discontinued, and they were having this thing where if you buy both the Wii U and the 3DS versions, you'll get a free soundtrack that'll be mailed over to you if you buy it like as soon as the thing was still going. So that was pretty awesome. Anyway, that wraps it up for all of my modern games. I hope you liked what you saw. So, yeah, see ya.